Hello everyone and welcome to the 16th episode of my publication at a glance. Today I have the pleasure to host Lhana Tisseur, who did a PhD at Université de Nantes. She will talk today about the recently discovered CTN1122, an imidazopyrazine compound with promising anti-leishmanial activity. Lhana, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Clarice, for this introduction. As you said, I will explain today my last publication from my PhD work related to the modulation of the C2 position of imidazopyrazine compound to synthesize new anti-leishmanial agent targeting the casein kinase 1 of leishmaniasis. So first, just a little introduction about this disease. Leishmaniasis is a parasitic disease vectored by the bite of an infected female sandfly. There are three main forms of the disease: the cutaneous form, the mucocutaneous form, and the visceral form, which is the most violent and which can lead to the death of the patient without treatment during the year following the infection. Leishmaniasis is responsible for at least 40,000 deaths per year, and for the moment, there are no effective vaccine and only 5 treatments. However, there are a lot of side effects and high toxicity, and we can see the emergence of parasitic resistance. That's why, in this context, we try to develop a new generation of drugs, safer and with a new mechanism of action to overcome this parasitic resistance. Previously, we discovered a new interesting molecular target, which is the casein kinase 1 of leishmaniasis. CK1 play a role in a lot of biological processes in human, and in leishmania, it's released via the exosome, and it phosphorylates specific human receptors, leading to the attenuation of the cellular response. So it's essential for the intracellular parasite survival. That's why we choose this specific target for our projects. Previously, we also discovered a good hit compound, CTN1122, with the imidazopyrazine ring structure. Here you can see the docking of this compound in the CK1 model, and we can see that we have an hydrogen-bound interaction between the pyridine and the leucine 90 in the ATP pocket, and the 4-fluorphenine is in the hydrophobic pockets. So these two interactions are responsible of the activity of the compound on the targets. So we found our pharmacophoric parts. Based on this result on this publication, we try to change the substituents in the position 2 here with different phenyl to increase the antiparasitic activity and the activity on the targets. So to synthesize this new compound, we started with the dichloroparazine. We did an amination to obtain the compound 2, then nucleophilic substitution to add the dimethylamine here, then an intramolecular cyclization, and finally we obtained the compound 5, which is our key intermediate with a triflation with the trifat function here in the position C2. From this compound, we did different Suzuki coupling to had various substituted phenyl here. And finally, we had the pyridine with a direct relation reaction. During this reaction, when we have an ortho-substituted phenyl here, we obtain a mixture of both isomer with the pyridine in the position 3 and on the position 5. We just didn't observe that in the case of for the case of the hydroxyl phenyl, because here we have an intramolecular hydrogen bond, and we only obtain this isomer. So in this publication, we obtained 12 new compounds with the pyridine in the position 3 and 3 isomer with the pyridine in the position 5. So in total, we have 15 new compounds. Now I will explain you the first biological results. So on this graphic, you can see the toxicity on the macrophage linked to the antiparasitic activity. You have the reference drug, the miltefosine, the hit compound, CTN1122, and we test all of our compounds for 2 different strains, which is L major for the cutaneous form of the disease and L donovani for the visceral form of the disease. We put 2 selection criteria to select the best compound, which is a CC50 on macrophage superior to 15 micromolar and an IC50 on strain inferior at 5. First, we can notice that all of the compound with the pyridine in the position 5 doesn't show an improvement of antiparasitic activity. And it's the same for the compound with the chlorine and with the trifluorometal substituent here. With this criteria, we have 9 compounds which respect that, and we select them to put in the new graphic here, where you can see the target inhibition linked to the antiparasitic activity. Then we also put 2 new criteria for the selection of the best compounds. First, we can notice that the compound 7F7G doesn't show a good target inhibition, maybe due to steric hydrants in the ATP pockets. And the 2 best compounds of this series are the compounds 7D and 7L with orthofluorant phenyl and orthohydroxyphenyl. Here you can see their IC50 value. So to conclude, in this publication, we develop a new synthesis strategy for the modulation in the position 2 of imidazopyrazine compound with the 3 flat intermediates. We found a good antiparasitic agent, which is the compound 7K, but which have not a good inhibition of the target, so maybe he has another molecular targets. And finally, the 2 best compounds are the compound 7D and 7L. They are the most active on strain, and they're also more active than the reference drug, the miltefosine. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks, Lhana, for this very nice presentation on how chemical modification can have a real impact on biological activity. If anyone is watching this video and is interested by this format, don't hesitate to contact us. You have all the details on this last slide.